source of all the ideas. You seek out the truth, the answer, the solution. If you've got a problem, you don't run away from it. You face it eye to eye and you say, this is what I'm fighting. The enemy is my own self because it's my own karma. I've got to turn off the karmic wheel. Let the fan run down, find that place of peace in here. And that's why I believe that ideology is the problem. Where does a law cease to be a law and become an order? I was just doing my duty. I put 6 million people in a concentration camp, 20 million people into a gulag, and I might even be putting a genocide in dog food cans to sell to the US to cover up the slaughter of North Korean evacuees, escapees, and Falun Dafa and anyone they can dispose of, rip out their organs to sell to the West. Where do we stop placating our shame? How do we justify these crimes? Organ farming. How far do we descend down into the pit before we realise we're in that pit? And when you realise you're in the pit, you'll ask yourself, how do I get out of here? If you're listening,
what's
yes,
organ
sir.
farming? You farm organs. What's organ farming?
Organ farming? Where have you been?
Well, I've never seen an organ from a farm yet.
You have been asleep, my friend. People travel to China now to buy them. There's 6
Yeah, that's not farming, man.
have already signed
That's
up
just
to
paying for people's organs, that's alright. But you can sell everything else, why can't you sell your organs? Out in Australia they take them off you for free.
The only reason Pol Pot got into a courtroom is because they couldn't get rid of the evidence.
Oh, but listen.
These jokers have learned how to get rid of the evidence. Now these socialists up in Canberra, you think about it, if they're going to be communists and their ideology is basically communist, how long will it be before we're in the dog?
Listen, what happens in Australia, they take your organs for free. At least they pay them over there.
Control the planet. And I'm not saying it's a yellow race or horde of Mongolians. I'm saying it's an ideology. And an ideology taken to an extreme is fascism. Because it means that everywhere, somewhere along the line, someone's going to have to defend their ideology. They're going to have to manipulate other people.
Can I ask a question? Are you going to donate any of your organs, or are you
I don't.
He's better organised than you are.
His organs aren't worth buying.
I'm planning on selling my inner ear if you're listening.
Nah, shut up. Yeah.
It's priceless. I'll give it as a gift. Look, seriously, I'm serious about this. I met Swami Muktananda in 1972. When I needed a guru, I met my guru, Swami Muktananda. I know you people are probably unfamiliar with the term.
He's gone down.
But if you've got an idea, if you've got a hankering for the truth, you go to the source of the truth. This man, Swami Muktananda, 28 years wandering in India, finding his guru, and another 18 years living in a teepee waiting to go into the ashram. This man is a man of truth, a man of wisdom.
Hey, but Norm,
if you want to get to the source and origin of your religion or your ideology, you've got to trace it all within.
hey, but Norm,
It all begins in here.
back to the organ issue. What's so bad about our people going to China to buy organs? What's so bad about that? We buy other stuff from China. We buy lots of stuff, and people sell stuff. People sell their labour. Why can't you sell your kidney if you want?
If you've lost your humanity, you get to a point where you need to ask
come
a
on.
question like that.
Come on, you sell your labour. You sell your labour. You people, some sex workers sell their bodies. Why can't you sell your organs?
My organs after I'm dead. Let's wait till I'm dead, all right?
You know, the problem in Australia is the healthcare system gets money.
100 grand in your pockets. Wonderful. 20 grand will be due. These people get $3,000 for a kidney.
Yeah, you got two of them.
Over there, maybe a lot more than it is here. But I know $3,000 in any language is not enough.
Yeah, that's plenty.
If it's setting a precedent, if you can go over to a country and get an organ, if you start selling, if you start watering down your principles, allowing one little thing to get away with, letting them get away with one crime against the will of the individual, the rights of the individual to survive cannot be overruled by the state. What you're saying is the state has the right to authorise the sale or theft from you.
Well, they currently do.
In this country, a man in jail still has rights. He still has rights. That's why I suppose we differ from a backward country to a modern country. We have civilised. I think Jesus was right when he wanted to have a one government one world government and one world God. He wants to get rid of all these fractionalisms. If you're going to have a core principle of non-harm, you can't go around ripping off organs from people using cock-up laws like escaping from North Korea is a death penalty. You see, if you're not a member of the ideological elite in North Korea and you want to escape that country and you get caught, you and your whole family can be put into a prison, diced up, and then disposed of. I don't know whether you need to have laws to work out whether that's fundamentally wrong. Do you need to have a guidebook to work out whether something's fundamentally wrong? Perhaps we do. Perhaps we need to go down to the gangs down here in the street and say, the individual's rights are not secondary and subordinate to the gang's rule. You've got to realise that if you've got a government that's turning the deaf ear to the voice of their children, and they're introducing repressive laws instead of giving them options, we've been saying for years, for 40 years we've been saying, give people marijuana for their peace of mind and the ability to rationalise properly, to construct their thinking properly, to decide for themselves their future, instead of putting a lid on the pressures and the problems of your society, your young society. Give them good guidance, good governance and leadership. Instead of telling them what to do and prohibiting, facilitate their exploration of the future, of their options. I guarantee if you outline the options tomorrow about how kibbutz works in Israel, I've got something I'd like to say about this society, this system. They have a strong tendency to suppress anything that embarrasses them. The man Richard Pratt spends a lot of his money, the president of Carlton Football Club, spends a lot of money invested in reducing evacuation. How to do this properly. You never hear his name mentioned for MBEs or OBEs or anything.
Yeah, because he's a crook. He operated a cartel with Amcor. His company Visigroup and Amcor operated a cartel which kept the price of cardboard up.
I mean, look,
He's a shonk, just like most other major businessmen.
He's also doing a lot for his environment. I think you should bear in mind these people do this all the time. That's part of their economy.
Yeah, that's true. I think.
The stock market language, not to pay a bloke enough for his produce to keep him in business, is bad policy, but that's how they operate. Anyway, I'm not going to talk long because it's very difficult with a microphone. I don't like to do it. But seriously, I believe that somewhere along the line, each one of us has got to sit down and say that prayer and ask for the guidance. No one's ever going to tell you what to do, but they're going to give you the options. They're going to tell you what the consequences of your decisions are, and they're going to give you your personal options on what is the best way for you to progress into the future and be of service to humanity and ultimately to God. We've got to pull our weight together on this planet. It's got to be a universal agreement. Not one person is free until all of us are free. And if someone is living in fear, waiting to be executed for a crime, a heinous crime or otherwise, we must realise that these people are our own selves and we deserve the right to rehabilitation. Everyone deserves that right. The right to rehabilitation and the chance to start their life afresh. Just the same way as I like to say the kids from the jungle out here can go to a kibbutz and everything that they were in the past is forgotten. Because this useless, unsustainable society is the very nemesis of our existence. It's causing us to think about our own good. We must stand up together and we've got to make decisive choices that guarantee us a future beyond fossil fuel. We've got to facilitate those choices for our young people. Unless you want to have a jungle continue until it's banging on your doors, until you're being kicked by a dozen young blokes in the street,